Hi, this is Kat. Welcome to my video. Today we're going to talk about how to mix skin colors. For the time-lapse video, it's really hard for me to talk more in detail about how I created the color, mixed the color. So today we're going to focus on how to mix colors. I got a lot of questions on how to mix skin color. And skin color does seem a little tricky because it's really easy to make it too red or too yellow, too black. So in some sense, our people have different kinds of skin colors. Although we call yellow skin, brown skin, or black skin or white skin, but you cannot really just use white, brown, or yellow or black because that would be not the real skin color. The real skin color is complicated, and that's why we need all these three base colors, which is red, yellow, and blue right here. I'm using this Gensai Tanbi watercolor set, and the actual color is red, lemon yellow, and indigo. That's the official color, but it does not really matter, so it depends on what types of watercolor you're using. You probably will see a slightly different color. So for example, the blue here is really, really dark. So when mixing colors, you want to make sure you have the right amount of color. If the color is too pigmented, you kind of want to reduce the color to achieve a similar balance. So it really depends on what types of color you're using and what base color you're choosing. So here I'm using these three colors and I'm trying to mix them together. So you can see after I mix red and yellow, it becomes very orange-like. Okay, so this is orange. Let's put it on the paper to record the color. That's the mix of the red and yellow we have. Okay, now we can do similar things with yellow and blue together. So this is gonna be a little bit blue and not too much because the blue is very dark, as I said. And now we get green color. Now let's try to mix all these three colors together. Basically the red, the yellow, and the blue. All of them together in a pretty balanced way. Let's see what will happen. What does balance mean? Balance means that you mix the colors so that you basically cannot tell exactly what color it is anymore. So you cannot really tell the red tone or yellow tone or blue tone from the mix that easily. See, now you get a color that is kind of hard to describe, right? So it is not red, it's not yellow, and it's not blue. And believe me or not, that's like a perfect base color for skin. And you will say, oh, that's not my skin color, my skin color is not that dark. That is okay. I'm just saying this is a base color, which means that you can start mixing various kinds of skin color based on this color. What I'm doing now is that I'm adding a little more red to the balanced mix. So record that I did mix red, yellow, and blue together. And now I just add a little more red. And now let's see what's the color be going. So see, it has more of a brown way in some sense. So it looks more brown in the sense like you can see some sort of red from the tone. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is to change the lightness of that color to create lighter skin colors based on that. So if you have ever heard of HSL, you will be very clear what I'm doing because initially I'm just trying to adjust the hue and now I'm just adjusting the lightness. So as you can see, as I add more and more white into the color, the color now becomes lighter and lighter, and it has this pinkish tone, which is very like a skin color. That's a lighter skin. Okay, so the first row is kind of from brown to pinkish skin tones. And the second row will be creating some more yellowish skin tone. How do we do that? And you probably already guessed it, is to add more yellow, more this lemon yellow to our original balanced mix. Because I already used that with my previous mix, so I'm recreating the mix and I'm just adding more yellow to the mix. One tricky thing about this solid watercolor is that it is pretty hard to control the amount of color you're using. If you're using a tube, you probably can determine by how much color you have squeezed out of the tube. But for these blocks, it's kind of harder to control. So sometimes I just have to mix back and forth to make sure I'm getting the right balance. So here, this is a color where I'm adding more yellow to it. but unfortunately I think I add a little more water, so it's kind of lighter in a sense because it's watercolor, but you can probably see it. So now it's more yellowish, so you can see it is less pink. So by adding more white color, I'm creating kind of light yellowish skin. Besides adjusting the redness or yellowish for skin color, another thing is to add black to influence the saturation of the skin color. So how do you do that? It's very simple. You just add this black paint into your original balanced mix of red, yellow, and blue. And then as you make it darker, you will create a different skin tone. Yeah, we can again add the white after this darker skin tone is created. So because white and black equals to gray, so this is exactly changing the saturation by adding gray. So you can see what happened here. So the color now is neither red nor yellow. It's a more neutral skin tone. So if you are interested in makeups, you probably have bought some foundation, and you will be asked whether you have warm skin tones or a cool skin tone or neutral skin. I'm not a makeup expert, and I also don't want to make this video too technical, but I believe the first row is like the cooler skin tone, and the second row is the warmer skin tone, and the last row is like the neutral skin tone. Okay, so now I'm adding just one block that's representing the balanced mix by adding white color. So this is exactly a neutral skin tone without adding black. In reality, when you're painting a face, it's not gonna be completely just one skin color, because of the shadow, because of the light effect, because of the basically you will just have a slightly redder skin along your cheeks, for example, and all these things will be kind of mixing colors together. So you can see you can keep adding red or yellow to create this like smooth transition of skin colors in like one place. Okay, so that is the basics. Now let's use just like those basic colors to create kind of a watercolor chart for skin colors. So based on what you need, you can basically mix things according to the need of your picture. For example, if you're in a background where things are a little yellowish, you want to make your skin yellower. If you're in a very white or very bright background, you probably want to make the skin lighter and things like that. So what I'm doing is like in the first column it is the neutral color, in the second column is adding red, and the third one is adding yellow. So in this way I can explore basically the influence of color in the mixing process. Like I said, the black watercolor is really hard to control because you cannot really control the amount of color you're using very easily. And this kind of chart can help you understand what is the influence by playing out with the colors. Along the column, every one of them, I'm kind of using one scoop of white. As you can see, it's not that obvious that color is changing in the video, but it's actually more obvious in my eyes. Maybe you'll be interested to ask why I did not add more blue to the balanced mix of yellow, red, and blue. I think the answer is kind of obvious because we usually don't have blue skin. And even more interesting, it's really hard to find anything blue in Mother Nature for creatures. I think there's some underlying things makes it pretty hard to look more bluish. So that's why I think it's natural to not include blue in the mix, unless you're kind of in a shade of blue light. And again, your skin color will change with your background, with everything that can emit light. So I won't be too strict on like what kinds of skin tones are reasonable skin tones, what kinds of skin tones are not. So in some sense, there's a lot of colors that can be used to paint your skin. In the last two set of three columns, I use slightly different base colors. So you can see they still share the same tone in the sense like you will have the yellow tone, the red tone, and the blue tone, but exact color can change. Because I'm using a 36 color set, I have a ton of colors with similar, like yellow or red or blue flavor. So with the mix of things, they will look quite similar, but also slightly different in the tone. So the first column is the one that is neutral. You can see the second one is a little purplish, and the third one is a little greenish. So as you can see, not all the colors mixed in the second and third set are perfect for skin color. But you basically can adjust the red and yellow elements to make them more like skin colors. So that's all for today's video. So I hope after this video you feel it's relatively easy to mix any skin tones that you would like. Either it's a warm skin tone or cool skin tone or neutral skin tone. As long as you mix enough colors together, they would be having similar hues and they would be also very cohesive together. So this is example portrait I did previously. As you can see, in order to create the light effect on your face, you probably need more than one skin color. And I won't be able to demonstrate in this video because that will make it too long. But I will make sure to demonstrate this time-lapse painting sometime in the future videos. Not exactly this picture, but maybe some other creations. And hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something. Happy painting and see you next time.